Okay, well, we're at the last segment of our program, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. We did say goodbye to Lisa. She's offset, but we are going to, I just want to tell you a little bit about, she's going to be talking about reconciliation at the conference. You really want to listen. She'll get you stitching, she'll get you laughing, but she'll also speak the truth from her heart to a place where you're going to be able to make a great decision for your life. And so she's going to help equip you in that. And everybody in the conference will be available for you to talk to as well. Along with having different speakers, we're going to have different people there supporting and volunteers. And so be sure to be there. Another thing that's going to happen is my husband, little beknownst to him, he's going to be actually speaking with me at the lunch hour. We're going to do a question and answer period. I keep telling him about it. He goes, I don't know. And I go, yes, you're on the brochure. You're on the brochure. So he's going to be actually helping me. We're going to do questions and answers. And he's got some great one-liners. So if you want to come to that and come to the lunchtime, you want to come if you are not faint in heart, because he's going to be speaking right from his hip. And but he has a great insight. He can sum up. You know, I have a book I wrote about him. It's his different quotes he's had since the last 20 years of our marriage, and I wrote them all down, and I put them into a book, and they're called Tom's Tidbits. I'll give this gigantic story, and then he'll have that one-liner. Here, let me give you an example. I was saying something to him. I was talking about stuff. My arms were waving. I was all into it, and he goes, I might be the wind beneath your wings, but quit hitting me with your wings. You know, so things like this. He just knows how to speak the truth in those little one-liners. And so our final segment, though, I wanted to talk with Andrea Hamburg. She's our worship director, and she's going to be leading and guiding us into the presence of the Father. See, in order to prepare the heart to receive the seed, the ground has to be cultivated, and we do that through worship. We do that through praise. And she actually has a ministry called Living Room Worship. And here's Andrea, by the way.
Hello.
Yes.
We do actually a couple things. Yes, it was Living Room Worship when it first started. Years ago, we were doing worship where I thought the Lord was actually wanting to us to gather in an intimate place like a living room.
Okay.
Right. So I thought, well, that's really very cool. You know. So and that was several years ago. So I had been doing that for a long time, going to people's homes, and they would have, you know, their friends and family, whatever, come and we would get into worship, and that was great. But it still felt like something was missing. And then a couple years go by, and the living room came up again, and now I'm to put together social media for it.
Social media?
Social media.
Okay.
Yeah. Just, you know, because everybody started doing social media to start doing their marketing and things. So when Facebook came around, because we were on, what was the other one? Remember the old one?
Oh, MySpace or
yeah,
MySpace?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
MySpace.
Yeah.
And but when I was putting together the living room worship for Facebook, I was going to get a living room setting or something like that, and then it hit me. He said, "No, I've been trying to tell you for a couple of years." You know,
how God tells us things differently. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then it was the living room. So really, the space.
Oh, the living space in you. I like that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're the temple. Okay.
Yes, right. And so basically, living in us, and it actually opened up a whole new thing for me for worship. And at the time, I was learning even more about worship, and he showed me in that. We still do the living room part of it,
okay,
in the space, but we really let people know more of what worship is.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think a lot of us have been in a lot of times going into churches and what have you, doing worship, and they use it to reach the lost, which is great. Music is very, very powerful in that way, and that's how it actually, you know, got me to learn more about it in worship. But you know, worship, I believe, is really for those who do know Him, because you can't worship something or somebody or God if you don't know Him.
That's right. That's right.
Right, and now I'm in the season of learning it as.
You actually do workshops, don't
yes,
you?
I
At
do
where you are?
I do that with a few. There's actually a few ladies, including you.
Yes.
To be coming in doing more workshops on worship as because it's a warfare.
Yes, it is.
And that's really what worship is now for me, in using it more outside of my room, outside of my closet. And
well, you're going to be bringing people into the presence of God at the conference. So you're going to be leading a group of, I don't know, five or six people that is coming together. And you've never really worked with them, maybe once or twice. So it's going to be a God put together thing. It's going to be powerful.
You know, actually, that's one of the things that I really love about worship, because I go to different churches and lead worship for their community. And I ask them a lot of times first if they would like me to, if their worship team would like to serve also. And if that being the case, you know, I let them know the songs. I just really just ask, you know, their level of musicianship.
Yeah.
And how they, you know, where they're at. I mean, do they need that music in front of them?
Yeah.
Or can they just flow? Because I don't really go the way.
Right.
Roadmap of the song.
Right. Yeah, I know. I've done a few things with you before, and you just, the Lord just flows in different directions, and you can change in a whim to go do something else. So that's why you need to know the people that are in your worship team too.
Yeah, if they can follow, if they can do that, and most people that I've been maybe with one person who got lost. And normally that's usually because they're not hearing, they're not listening. You know, so like with the team that we have, you know, you're asking if we have more practices, but really, since we have so much time in between, I'm just really praying over them right now.
Yes.
And then when it comes, then we'll practice probably that week or so, because they forget too.
Okay.
Or if they practice with the CD over and over again, then that's the way they're going to know it.
Right.
So it's going to be more difficult for them to flow.
What you do as well is you actually help people to worship and to serve.
Worship,
yeah, so we've got technical difficulties going on, but that's okay. All right, she's got double duty here. She's got two mics, yeah. She's got a very soft voice. So, but we're going to be talking, just switching gears for a minute. But first, I wanted to share with the listening audience, the viewing audience, this is our tote bags we're giving to every person that comes, along with a free ebook, or also, if you mention this, you know, viewing us here, and you come to the conference and say, hey, I saw you on TSPN, we're going to give you a free book. You got to mention us, and then we'll give you a free book. So make sure you come, and you're going to get a lot of freebies. We've got all kinds of great things, publishing services, and jewelry, and books, and CDs, and stuff to just help bless you. But I wanted to switch gears with you for a moment, because I know you have a lot of irons in the fire. Anyway, you got a lot of things. You wear different hats, I think. And even though that's what you're called to do, you also have something that's called Destiny Women.
Oh yes, the Destiny Women. I love the Destiny Women. That's
give it real quickly on that, because I wanted to get to.
It's a group of women that actually God really handpicked and brought us together. We actually started in the marketplace, so it was really just coming together. I didn't know how to actually start doing my facilitating of worship as a business. I didn't know that, and so I kind of heard about this group through another Christian marketplace gathering in Sacramento and Midtown, and went there, and found these ladies, and
what do they? What is it that they do? You train?
Well, we train them up with whatever they need to help them. It started out where we were helping each other really to take the next steps of our business.
Oh, I see.
Right, but then over the past months, it's now become more of a sisterhood.
Okay.
Where we actually encourage one another. The business part is still there, but we have mandates, and we have God mandates.
Yeah.
And so we're now focusing on the God mandates.
Okay. And the other thing, too, is you have a bracelet on. I wanted you to just mention that real quickly about that. What is the bracelet?
Well, one of the groups that I'm in is called 3 Strands Global, and they power break-free runs, and there's a break-free education in which we educate and employ and and raise funds for those in, that are survivors of human trafficking. So these bracelets, this beaded bracelet, I don't know if you can see that, is from kids in Nepal.
Okay.
And so they're at-risk kids. And then these types, there's so many different kinds, are from the survivors of Cambodia. So this is the employment part of it.
So there's an actual run coming up on the 26th?
Oh, yes. September 26th in Folsom.
Okay.
At the Parkway field there, right behind Rayleigh's.
Well, how can they get a hold of you for that?
www.breakfree.org.
Because they're looking for volunteers, right?
Yes.
Volunteers to help with that.
400 volunteers, and I think we have 200 right now. And but we get them.
Yeah, and if you want to talk to Andrea more about this, definitely connect with her.
Yes.
Because there's a lot that she is a part of. If you need worship, if you want to have a meeting in your home, she goes to different places. She actually goes and equips people, just like Steve does, where they go to the abuse victims, the addiction type of individuals in that area of the county, to go to them and reach them.
Yes.
All right. So, anyways, I wanted you to end this segment with a song. We might have to fade out into it, but I want you to share one that you wrote. If you could do that for us, I would love it.
Oopsie. Stay back there. Yes, this song was actually written by it was this gentleman that my sister served with, Mike Foster, and then I also co-wrote a part with it too. So
we might fade out into this. We'll just keep on playing until the end of the program.
We'll worship in here.
Yeah, we'll worship.
This is called I Lift Holy Hands. You cleanse my heart. You touch me with your love, oh Lord. The veil is torn. Now I want to be where you are. So I lift holy hands to you, Lord. And I reach to the heavens above. Oh, I lift holy hands to you, Lord. Let me dwell in the presence of love. You changed my life. You fill me with your spirit, Lord. Transform my ways. I want to be where